Hello everyone, my name is Sukoman Widyada. You can call me Widyada. Here I would like to present about uh, the material for 8th grade of the second semester in the junior high school, particularly about recount text, visiting my village. Here, there are three standard competency, which are this standard competency relate to the material about recount text. And by considering these three standard competency, I decide the learning objectives into three also. The first one is about students are able to understand about the context. The second one is about students are able to identify the language features of the context. And the third one is about students are able to make their own recount text in simpler. And now let's take a look to the brainstorming. Relate to this material about a context, I have a plan in to do the brainstorming. It's about asking students experience. So for your information, this brainstorming can conducted for students to increase students curiosity about the material that will be taught by the teacher. So in brainstormings, I have a plan like this one. Do you have unforgettable experience like that? So now let's move to the first component or the first skill that students should have to what is that should have to master is about reading comprehension. So here is about the material of the reading comprehension, the material in measuring students ability about reading comprehension. Here I have an example of the context. The entitled the title the title is about visiting my village. For your information, this text I adapted from the internet, particularly in this link, and also I decide the exercise in 10 questions, which are the questions uh, I relate to the indicator of reading itself. So I think these are questions what is that relate to the indicator of reading itself. Start from identifying main idea, identifying specific information, identifying word meaning, and identifying textual references. Now let's take a look to the questions. Let's see the question number one and number two, which are about determining main idea of the first paragraph and main idea of the fourth paragraph. So next, the third question until the sixth questions about specific information, identifying specific information. And the question number 7 and number 8 focus on the word meaning, identifying the word meaning. And the question number 9 and number 10 refers to the textual references. Students should have to, that students are able to are able to identify the textual references of the text. Next, we can continue to the second component. It's about vocabulary. Uh, in vocabulary material, there is no much material. I just focus on vocabulary in focus about journey, visited, watch, show, cried, book, dance, when, located, enjoy, and last month. And in order to make sure students understand the vocabulary more, I will do the exercise like this one. Please fill in the blank the sentence of the text with the words which provided below. So I will ask students to fill this all blank in this text. For your information that this text particularly in the sentence is about uncomplex sentence, so students should have to make the sentence what is that make the sentence being complex by put the appropriate word to make the sentence correctly like that. So now we can continue to the third component. Is about language features. And language features, students will be taught by, I mean that students will be taught by the material which focus on the language features of the recount text itself. It start from generic structure, using the appropriate tenses, using temporal sequence, focus on special participant, using the conjunction, and using action verb. And in order to measure students' language feature or students' understanding in language features, I also have the exercise which are follows as 5 questions. So for your information, these questions also related to the material about language features of recount text. And now we have listening in the four components or the four skills. I think that listening skills. So in here, I give students audio from this link. This link is about the YouTube video, and I will instruct students. I will give students the instruction about please listen the audio to times minimum and do the exercise below. So after students, for instance, listen the audio into times minimum, uh, they have to answer these 5 following questions, which are this question relate to the content of the audio like that. Next, we have writing. I have writing in the second. Well, sorry, I mean uh, I have writing in the fifth components or writing skills. Uh, I have the examples of recount text itself. This recount text is simpler than usual because previously I have got the example of recount text but in complex recount text, so there is too long paragraph, too long what is that, too long sentence in every paragraph, so it means that the context is too complex for junior high school. So I have revised it simpler, because I think that for the 8th grade of the second semester in the junior high school, will be able to write their own recount text simpler. For instance, like they have to divide the language feature first, orientation, event, and reorientation. In teaching, I would like to ask students to make the sentence in orientations. For instance, two sentence like last week my friends and I went to Jogja, and the second sentence is about we visited a beautiful beach, like that. So it will be easier to guide students in writing their own recount text. And that's the exercise that I have told to you. And next, the last component is about speaking skill. In here, I don't have much more material because I relate the material of writing into the speaking skill. Uh, it's like after you write your experience or your unforgettable moment, please share your work by com I mean by speaking in front of the class. Thank you. So that the exercise or the instruction for the students to do the speaking skills with focus on the recount text, like that. So for your information, this all material I adapted and I adopted from the internet, and here is the references. Here is the link where I can got the material. So I think that's all about my explanation about uh, my material development. So if there is something wrong from me, I do really apologize because I am still learning. So thank you for watching and bye bye.